Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Sotomayor. I'm the membership coordinator for New York State. And tonight in our presentation, we're going to be learning about a couple of things, not just family engagement, but how to incorporate membership. What we're going to be covering in this session is virtual and face-to-face events, how to promote membership in person, how to promote membership virtually, surveys, and at the end, we're going to have a little bit of a Q&A. Hey, Lissa, did you want to
Hi.
tell us? Sorry, Lissa, go ahead.
It's okay. Hi, I'm Lisa Zukoff, and I'm the Family Engagement Coordinator for the New York State PTA. So, transformative family engagement is a shared effort of families, schools, and community leaders to advance programs, practices, and policies that empower every parent to make their child's potential a reality. So, if we go to the next slide, you're going to see the four principles of transformative family engagement. And we're going to be working with a lot of these tonight. First one is inclusive, which is embracing and valuing diverse perspectives. Individualized, meeting the unique needs of every family and child. Integrated, connecting and aligning with the educational system. And impactful, empowering families to support their child's success. It may seem intimidating, but it is not. And it is something that we do every day without even realizing it. In some ways, we can do this even when we're not together. We can do this even while we're home. For example, we can have some interactive social media prompts. If we have on our Facebook page, if we put out something that we think everybody would have an opinion on that's exciting about the school, perhaps a picture of your pet, something that makes people involved and active, or a newsletter that shares all kinds of information, and some informal meetups or free events, at the playground after school, something very casual. Some common activities the whole community can do is cooking. So I'm going to share with you some ways that we can use cooking to work both virtually and in person and for all different kinds of age groups. For example, let's say we're in elementary school. We could have all kinds of events. You could do a free event where we gave an ingredient list in advance and let everybody come together on Zoom to cook together. Or we could do it as a fundraiser where we gather a bunch of ingredients together and have people assemble them at home. That's done now virtually. If you want to do something in person with elementary school, have something partially prepared, perhaps pizza dough with some toppings, ways that they can work without it taking too long, but still have fun together. Maybe in middle school, you can build on that. Obviously, all of those work for middle school, but perhaps add something special like a prize or posting on social media, a way to encourage interaction. But we keep building on it. High school, make a little more complicated decorations. Maybe something on prepared goods, or if you ask a local bakery if they'll come help teach how to decorate a cupcake, and bring the cupcakes and then have different things and toppings to put on the cupcakes, or a cookie. Something that's fun, but also won't, again, they don't have time, obviously, to cook in the school or wherever you're holding this event. But it can also easily be done at home. You can make little goodie bags with some toppings, some sprinkles, and some ways for people to do this at home. And then we can pivot and do this with adults. Again, in person or virtually. Have treats that are themed to an upcoming holiday. Perhaps something like a special person and me baking event instead of a dance, because those aren't really happening right now. Encourage faculty to attend and be a part of this, because it's always so much fun to have our whole school community together. You can, if it's a certain time of the year, you can work on maybe the senior parents doing graduation themed, year cookies for their children. Well, however you want to take it, these are just suggestions, but you could see how flexible it is and how many fun ways we could take cooking. We could do it in person, we could do it virtually, we could do it every single grade. and by involving other members of the community, again, a local baker, our teachers, our parents, our students, we are really engaging all our families. And of course, that's always going to have a positive effect on our membership, right, Mary?
Absolutely. You know, whenever we're doing these events, you always want to make sure that we're reaching out to our parents and letting them know about it, right? So, one of the best ways that I found to connect with your members or possible members is to place your event on Facebook, meaning it's almost like a save the date. So, on this particular slide, which you'll be receiving, we give you a step by step on how to create a Facebook event on your page for a reminder for your parents. You want to use the Facebook event to open the door to membership. Not only are you reminding your parents that you're having this particular event, but you're also asking them, hey, if you haven't become a member yet, you might want to think about joining. Okay, so you want to keep these things in mind. You want to make sure that you're asking and providing. You're asking them to join and you're providing them with a direct link. Lissa, I heard you have some awesome tips about crafting. Can you tell
Oh,
us about that?
I would love to. I do want to make sure that we discuss how important it is that all these events should be really, especially if they're virtually, engaging with people who are at home. If it's whether it's hybrid or whether it's purely virtual. So try to make it as accessible as you can. Certainly having some microphones, making sure everybody can hear. If you're holding it somewhere in the school while other people are watching, see if the school can loan you a smart board so that you can really have people be a part of everything. And certainly make sure if somebody is speaking that they're facing the cameras. So those who are at home can absolutely see what's going on. Let's talk about crafting. We'd love to do that. So let's say it's the fall, and we're going to pick that theme now. We're going to think of some different ways that we can craft, both at home and at school or at a PTA event, and also virtually or in person. So, for example, elementary school, you paint pumpkins, possibly get some donated from a local garden store. And if it's done in school, it could be done during a class party, part of a fall festival, however you want to do it. They can paint them or they can use stickers if you don't want to get too messy. It really is flexible to how you want to do it. If you're going to have them at home, you could send the children home with pumpkins with perhaps a paintbrush and some stickers or paint. Inexpensive ways to decorate it, but it's a lot of fun. Don't send glitter home. I don't think the parents would love you for that one, though. Inexpensive picture frames, those are always a hit. So if you're doing those in school and if you're doing sponsoring something school wide, see if somebody has a printer that they can let them children print out like Polaroids or same right pictures right away to put in those frames. Because how nice it is to have a child personalize a frame and then put their smiling face inside it. Now, those same things, of course, can go up to middle and high school, but you can also update it a bit. And if you want to do something about giving back, let them get some fall colored socks, different brightly colored socks. And if you stuff them, you can bring them to a local animal shelter as toys for the animals, which always makes everybody feel good and who doesn't love animals. Or they can make Thanksgiving cards for seniors in a local home or a senior project for seniors in high school. If you want to have it on hand, then you have the supplies and the decoration baggies with a little of everything so they can do it at home. And you can either have them work independently or you could do it via Zoom for them to enjoy each other's company. And maybe think about having social media contests because everybody loves to show off what they've done. And you could even ask the principal if it's okay to have anything, pictures displayed at school. You never know. For adults, maybe try partnering with a local craft store. They are, especially after the pandemic started, they do send home. They make kits that people can purchase and come home. Or they're starting to have some in person events. You have to do what's right for your community. But those are all exciting options. And again, we're engaging with the community and with the parents. These are fun fun seasonal things, a door wreath, a welcome sign, whatever is fun. But people love to create and then have something to remember what they did. And again, it always comes back. You can have a positive effect on your membership. Right, Mary?
Right. I can't wait to put all those pictures of my crafting on my Facebook event that we just talked about. Renee, what do you think we should do? Virtual, face to face? What are we looking at?
Well, there's benefits to both. I personally, love the idea of a virtual event because everybody can take place or take part in this event. It's easier to get a broader, more wider audience. But again, though, face to face, it's always nice to hang out with friends and chat in a low key environment. So whether or not you're virtual or in person, one of the great things that you can do is have your QR code available for people to quickly scan and become members if they haven't already joined.
Agreed, Renee. And for those of you who are not sure how to create a QR code, if you go to the website or page and right click from your mouse, it'll enable you to create a QR code right there and then to download.
Wow, that's really good to know. Thank you guys so much. So now let's talk about literacy. So obviously, reading is fun, and we'd love to find ways to incorporate that into our home lives and into our school events. So one way to do with your PTA is have a book of the month. Obviously, you have to work with the staff and get principal approval because this is involving the school and during the day. But perhaps your PTA, once you discuss it with the staff and find the appropriate book, you supply one book for each teacher and maybe one to donate to the school library. And then share with parents some different lesson plans and some activities related to the book throughout the month. Ask the principal if maybe they'll read the book on YouTube or on a video so that the children who maybe aren't school aged can hear what's being read and the parents can be a part of that discussion as well. This way, everybody in the family gets to enjoy it, even grandma and grandpa who may not live at home, or an uncle or a best friend, whoever is there. You can work with the specials teachers to see if there's a way to incorporate themes into the music, to art, to gym. There's just so much you could do with it. In middle school, maybe have the author visit. They come in with reading the books. They can build on that, talk about creative writing and ways to increase how they write. It could be poetry, it could be novels, whatever it is that sparks your child's interest. Certainly, graphic novels are very successful, which combines crafts and art and literacy. So you've got it all. In high school, again, working with the principal, perhaps having some kind of a book club or a discussion and getting a little more into depth what the book is and what it means. Ask your local library if they can get extra copies of that book for the students. And sometimes the libraries will also find related books by that author or different books by on similar themes for different ages so the whole family can have a discussion. The sky is the limit. You just have to kind of think outside the box. And most of this can be done obviously at home, in person, however you want to do this. I would also maybe see if the library would sponsor for adults a monthly book club. You could all get together and discuss a different book. Maybe a local coffee house will donate some coffee so you can have a little something to drink while you talk about your books. Or is there a parent member who's an author or a teacher of English who can maybe help bring something new and to think outside the box? And during the summer, if your library does have a summer reading club, reach out to them. Perhaps you can give a special token to all of the children in your school who be so much fun, and it's all about literacy. And I have to add, as we have for English, we have pick a reading partner at the PTA into this type of literacy. In fact, they could do a readathon, which involves all kinds of people, both home and friends and family that live at home or away. And you can build on everything you want to do. So again, there's a lot of different ways to involve literacy and a lot of different ways to use this for all different kinds of age groups. The trick is just to start and see how far you can go. And I definitely recommend you collaborate and work closely with the school because it's always exciting to see how far it can go when we all work together. I'm excited to hear what you have to say, ladies.
I was just thinking with literacy night, what pairs better than a bookmark, right? And it would be so cool to get a bookmark that has a QR code that would help all of our members or our potential members know where to go, right? You can
I
stick it
love that.
right on the bookmark, and put it right in those books.
That is awesome.
You know, with membership, one of the things that we always stress is that this is a group and team effort, right? And with this team effort, we want to make sure that all of the people that are helping with this event, all your members that are helping to put on this wonderful event, understand what their elevator speech is. You might be wondering, elevator speech, what does that mean? You want to know why you're a member. You want to know what the biggest benefit of being a member in your unit is. And you want to also express what the purpose of our association is, right? And you put all those things together, it's a conversation with a new parent, and you're telling them why it would benefit them to become a member. These are things you want to make sure that you remember and you know and you talk and you express to anybody that you can communicate with during your virtual event or your in-person event. Renee, do you agree? Like, what's your favorite elevator speech? What do you like to tell parents when you see them?
I like a mix of information. So I want to know, do I get free pencils for my kids for school supplies, or maybe I get a discount on spirit wear or a free yearbook at the end of the year. But I also kind of want to know about what the PTA does. What there's a lot of things that PTAs do behind the scenes that most people don't get to see. So I want to know what kind of resources and programs that the PTA is bringing into the school.
Absolutely. All of the programs that we've just been talking about, all of these events, a lot of parents assume that it's the school that's doing these things, but we can PTA from anywhere. And if we let our parents know that these are things that the PTA is bringing to their community, why wouldn't they want to become members? Right, Lissa?
Why not?
So I think we've been talking about all these awesome things, all these awesome events. And I don't know about you, but when I get together with parents and I get to talk to them, not just about PTA, but just people, right? We miss people, right? And we have this wonderful event. We say send a survey at the end of this event. First of all, when you send the survey, you find out, was this event successful? Did the community like it? Is this something that we want to make sure that we repeat? So now you've reminded the person that you're hoping will become a member or is already a member about all the fun they had with this in-person or virtual event. At the end, why not ask them, is there someone you would recommend to support our school that might not already be a member? That should be at the back of your survey. That way, when they're filling this out, they can already recommend somebody. And when you recommend them, you're not just cold reaching out to someone. You're saying, hey, I'm reaching out to you because our parents said that you were the best person to speak to about some of the things our PTA is offering. We'd love for you to become a member. Would you join if you were recommended, Lissa?
In a heartbeat.
How about you, Renee? Would you join if someone recommended you? Highly.
Absolutely.
So it's um, so Renee, I know you wanted to talk to us about some of the things that we have with virtual or reading notes.
Yeah. Let's see. Remember, virtual events is more than reading your slide or notes. Parents are taking their cues about your unit based on what they see with nonverbal cues. Make sure you are making everyone feel like they are welcomed.
Did that make you feel welcome when you heard Renee say it that way? No, right? So we want to make sure that we're not just giving verbal cues. We want to make sure that we're also giving facial cues if we're on Zoom, and we're also giving body cues when we're in person. You want to make sure that you're always smiling, you're always being inviting, and that you're not just looking like this on Zoom. Okay? And when you're in person, what did you recommend, Renee?
In person, it's about engaging and inspiring parents to join. Use the energy and enthusiasm of your members. Involve parents, teachers, and students on your membership committee to promote PTA at your events.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, students can become members too. We have these events, we make these decisions. Why not make them a part of it? Offer membership to your children to, if they're old enough to sign their names, they can become members, and tell them these are the things we're thinking about doing. What would you like to see us do? Have them be involved. Give them a reason to become members. With that, we wanted to say here are some resources we have available for all of the things we talked about.
Wait, here's the link for some more resources on family engagement.
We've got a link here for membership toolkits and award information.
And we have some great COVID-19 guidance.
This way we can put it all together, right, ladies? And without
Absolutely.
ado, we'd love for you guys to learn something from this presentation. Take this back to your members, use it, apply it, and above all, we wanted to say, merci.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.